At what point does tailing somebody for a story turn into stalking? I'm asking for a friend. I'm pretty sure at this point I know more about Wyatt Bancroft than his own mother does. Well, sort of. It seems really hard to find any information on the elven half of his parentage, but oh well, I guess. What's really interesting, though, is to see the gestation of Kieran Collective and how all of that came about. It looks like the eldest member of their board of directors is also some kind of former Elder Tower R&D wonder boy, some kind of mentor to Wyatt. Everyone else on this board is young as hell, but this guy, Stanton Slayton, is the oldest and by far the richest. He's apparently the guy who bred those unicorn rabbits that were the Candle Knights must have when I was a kid. Also, looks like he's on the payroll as a consultant for Moto's specialized research. So good. Now I've got two people to stalk.
Alright, so Oren. How are things at the bar?
Pretty good, I assume.
So you just go home, I imagine you just like go home and pass out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, cool. Go ahead and give me a charisma saving throw.
Charisma is not my favorite. 8.
Okay. So you have a very weird dream. It's kind of like a weird mashup. You know, like when you have one of those dreams, like you had a really rough day, you have like a dream that's like a weird mashup of everything that you did, but also just like super weird.
Yeah.
It's a lot of dreams like that, but like a recurring theme that you keep coming back to is the like that sigil that you found on the ground that you sketched, and you
over at the necro place?
Yeah. Where it looks like they were doing some kind of weird ritual.
Yeah.
And you keep pulling, like, basically in the dream, like, you're standing there, you're standing in this basement, it's cold, everything's really quiet, and then, it feels like a bomb goes off behind you, like, there's this immense pressure, but you don't move, but you watch that sigil jump up off the ground and break into multiple parts and kind of spin around, and it starts looking more like puzzle pieces that you can fit back together.
Okay.
And so, and when you wake up,
Eureka?
well, when you wake up, for one, you wake up like in a cold sweat, and you're wearing the gauntlet, and also you're gonna get advantage on Arcana rolls, basically, for at least a little while.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Probably, let's say your next Arcana roll.
Sure.
Okay. So that's the thing that happened to you.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
1 second. I gotta write this down. Okay, so I guess if I wake up and I'm suddenly like wearing the gauntlet,
And you hear in your head Awakening's voice. She's like, "So, you sleep weird."
So he's like, what? The gauntlet was in the bag of holding.
Yeah.
So I asked, Awakening, when did I put you on my hand?
I don't know, like 2 hours ago, and then you sat down and went back to sleep.
Okay.
Or you sleep? Do you have a?
She has like a
sleepwalking?
sleepwalking?
She always talks inside your head. She's not
Right.
projecting herself now.
Right.
She doesn't have to, because she's physically attached to your arm.
Right.
And she's like, you have a history of sleepwalking. You may need to go see you may need to go do a sleep study thing.
No.
Like a CPAP machine or something.
No.
Yeah.
Fantasy
Not
CPAP.
Fantasy CPAP.
An actual air elemental.
Let's see.
Mhm.
Let's see. I need to ask if.
Let me
Awakening,
let me change the effect. So take like a D6 inspiration die that you can use on Arcana
Okay.
checks. On an Arcana check.
I'll just put inspiration
Yeah.
next to that. Okay.
Yeah. Seems more interesting. So
Okay. So I guess
because that actually makes more sense with what happened.
Okay.
So.
I guess I'm gonna have to ask Awakening. Be like, Awakening. Like, I don't know how much of it has changed now that you're in this gauntlet. But how much access do you have to my thoughts right now?
I mean, none? Am I supposed to?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
I would like to do an insight.
Okay.
Just a. Nope.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so basically, I guess then I'm going to explain the dream and be like, "What do you think?"
I mean, it makes sense that because that's what you've been pursuing is like maybe it's just turn off your brain. It's the idea is that your brain doesn't stop working on a problem even when you go to sleep.
Right.
So, I mean, maybe that's what it is. I mean, it makes sense. Like all those connections make sense. Like there has to be the idea of thinking about it as like an interconnected thing as opposed to breaking it down to its component parts makes a lot more sense, especially because that sigil interacted in a divine way with some it's definitely an arcane sigil that was interacting with a divine object. So
all right, so I guess I'll go over to whatever work table I've got or something and put the gauntlet on the table or something and pull up my book and take another look at the sigil.
Okay.
And do another try to do another Arcana check to decipher.
Okay. Yeah.
What I can get from it.
Throw me. Yeah.
God damn it! Nope.
You can use the inspiration after the roll. That's how inspiration works. You can use it after the roll.
So
yeah. So
this time it's only a 7.
I'm gonna save you that inspiration die.
Thank you, because it's only a 7. So.
Yeah. It's that you can see it floating around. It's hard because you just woke up. That vision still in your head of it floating around. It just doesn't. It's not coalescing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. How about I'd already shown. Have I already shown?
You spoke with
Awakening the
Broderick
Sigil?
about it. Yeah.
Well, had I already shown Awakening the Sigil and stuff? I can't.
I
remember.
believe so. You talked to it. I'm under the impression that you
that's
did.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, then in that case, I'm just gonna leave Awakening on the desk, I guess, for now, and I'm like.
Oh, you're not gonna wear this big weird gauntlet
All day?
at work?
No.
Yeah.
No, it's not a. Yeah. No.
It's just so gaudy, and I mean,
It's weird. It's kind of weird. Just walk around with a big old black gauntlet.
It's
very
getting,
Michael Jackson.
so basically,
But,
this is dawn of Friday. This is the weekend before Candle Nights. The city is generally bustling, even though the weather is pretty goddamn awful.
Mm-hmm.
Leading up to this, your bar had been busy because all of the workers were putting the carnival together. The carnival's pretty close. It's in a park that's pretty close to your bar. And you expect it to just generally continue being busy for at least the next 2 weeks because you're near the carnival. So basically every restaurant here is going to get a big hit, which is good. It's a good thing. More people, more money.
Right.
All good. Are you going to open up any earlier, or are you just going to continue to keep the same hours?
I'd probably open up a little earlier. I mean, normally.
Cool. Well, then Michael will show up for his shift because I imagine you'll need all hands on deck for it, and it'll be a pretty It generally will be a pretty crazy day from like open to close because
Mhm.
today's like opening night for the carnival. You get a lot of like more families, which is not like you don't. It's not like you're not a family establishment or
Right.
what have you. But you're a bar that serves food, not like a restaurant that has alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
But you're still getting like you're getting a lot of families in there because you don't have if you don't have a wait, people are gonna sit down and eat sandwiches, that sort of thing. It's crazy for most of the day.
Yeah.
Cora,
Yeah.
so you call in sick to work and
Yeah.
then go back to sleep and then I guess wake up at some point or you sleep forever. I don't know.
Yeah, forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd wake up at some point.
Okay. When you wake up, Odo's like not in bed. Odo's just like, there's like a note. It's like, hey, I went to work. Like I gotta go. I gotta get out in front of this thing. I'll check back in later.
Gonna be kind of sad.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, my first thought was to go to the storage unit,
Okay.
but it doesn't
So
sound like people are really gathering there. I could go
Yeah.
to the bar.
Well, you can swing by the storage unit. When you open up the storage unit, there's
Well, it's
a couch and
padlocked
table.
and she
We
doesn't
all
have a
have
key.
a
Oh yeah, there's a
padlock
padlock.
or key.
And no key.
Yeah.
So I'll
You,
just go
you'll
to
probably look around and be like, "That's a sad bird person on that building."
Sears.
Wait, that's Sears?
Yeah.
Like, do you need anything?
Do you
No.
need anything, Seer? No. Okay.
Okay, do you know where everyone is?
At work, I presume.
Okay.
I don't know what people do when they don't have work.
Oh, no. So, I kind of want to use my background to see if I can find out more stuff. And, like,
Okay.
since now that I know that it's awesome.
Yeah. So
Um,
please remind me.
So my background says, my knowledge of how bureaucracies function lets me gain access to the records and inner workings of any noble court or government I encounter. I know or can easily acquire the knowledge who the movers and shakers are, whom to go to for the favors I seek, and what the current intrigues of interest in the group are.
Okay. So what are you trying to figure out?
I don't know is the problem. Like, I would like my character to find out that she is in trouble.
Okay.
But I don't know how, like, I can't go out searching for that because my character doesn't know that. Like, would Seer mention that she was supposed to come back?
I don't think
Or-
I said I was going to
Yeah.
come back.
Yeah.
Oh. Nope.
Yeah, I'll probably just convey the information to you that, like, he went to his bar, she went to the keepers, Seshmir came and dropped off a couch and a table.
The ugliest couch you've ever seen.
I mean, I guess I'll just go to the bar and eventually we'll be weirded out that you're not there.
Yeah. That's
Yep.
right.
There's not, I can't go looking for information. I, as a person, know, but my character doesn't.
Cool. So you go back to the bar. Hey, Seshmir, what are you doing? After you bought a bunch of like shitty furniture.
After I buy the shitty furniture, yeah, I'm actually gonna head for the bar as soon as it
Okay.
opens.
Cool. So you guys get to the bar and it's early for the bar. Like it's probably about like 1:30. Are you going to the bar? Or are you just gonna continue to watch the storage unit? You have to eat lunch.
I know.
Some point.
Like,
Cora got Seer some lunch.
We can-
No, don't say that.
Okay, never
Then she
mind.
won't come to the bar.
Yes,
Okay,
this
never
is-
mind.
Right, so...
You have to starve them so that they come for food and you can make friends.
Actually, that's how birds work.
That is
That's how
the
birds
only way
work.
to get a bird to
Isn't that
cooperate.
literally
That is actually exactly how the birds work.
I think that's how we got Sargiri back into the crew.
Yeah, so I'll imagine that we're gonna say that Cora probably didn't bring food, probably because she just didn't think about it. She was like, I'll go ask Seer what he wants, and Seer was just like, I don't need anything, it's fine.
Right, like I didn't want to assume your preferences.
Angst bird is angst.
And then Seer just sits there, and like the sun's starting to go down, and it's like it's really cold and wet, and like this shitty snow, and I'm
Fluffy angry bird.
I'm so angry, and now I'm really hungry, and it's just like, you know what? No one's fucking come around this place. I think it's fine, and I'm gonna go to the bar.
okay, cool.
Can I do a thing in my quarters?
As
Yeah, sure.
soberly
What do
as
you
a
need to
bird
do?
can sulk.
Are you gonna sneak out the window with a bed sheet ladder?
Not just yet. The remember the file that I gave me?
Yeah,
Is that still in my room? It's still in my room.
I would imagine. Yeah.
We'll pull it out.
Okay.
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 Does the Then I'm gonna look at the card that
The
came
cards are
with
outside your door. They're not inside.
No, the
your...
card.
Oh, card.
The card that
Yeah.
came with the flowers.
Yeah.
Doll.
Are they the same
Is it the
handwriting?
same handwriting?
They're not, but the card's just printed.
Oh, does
Yeah.
it say from I?
It does not. It doesn't say from anybody.
But it's like it's fantasy typewritered.
Yeah. Like somebody ordered it and had it sent.
Welcome to the realm of having relationship
NVM.
troubles, apparently.
Shoot, does my room have a window?
Probably, yeah.
I would assume that I have a nicer room than most people.
Yeah, pretty okay room. Yeah.
Okay. Is it like an obvious window
I
from
mean,
the outside?
other people can definitely see it.
Yeah.
Like it's not somehow obscured.
Okay.
There's so like it looks down onto the quad. You're let's say on the just to make this more interesting, we're gonna say you're on the 3rd floor because we haven't established it. Now I'm taking the reins. It's very grassy around where you are, but like so basically it's I'm gonna borrow it because I know I can draw on your thing. So like here's the quad.
So there's an actual
Yeah.
quad, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like every dorm you've ever lived in.
Yeah. And then like there's like little shade trees everywhere. Or not shade tree or everywhere, but like kind of like keeping the direct sunlight out of y'all's windows. And we'll say that's where your room is.
Okay. Okay. Well, it's the middle of the day right now.
Yeah, it's definitely dead middle of the day.
I'm chilling out.
Yeah, I mean it's not bright outside,
Okay.
and the trees are like not super green and leafy. They're just like
Mhm.
it's the middle of winter, so
I'm gonna just kind of hang out
okay,
around the window
okay.
and kind
Like
of.
no one's in this room with you.
I know no one's in the room with me, but what I'm gonna try to do is to keep an eye on whether anybody is casting any spells on my window,
Okay,
like an alarm spell or something. I don't even know if that's a thing.
it is.
It
Yes.
is the thing.
I'm just gonna keep an eye.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
To the bar. So the bar, it's a hustling and a bustling. There's lots of families in here. There's lots of kids, which is a weird thing for Orin's
That is a
bar.
word.
Are kids allowed in your bar?
I mean, for this, yeah, money.
Yeah, like
We serve some
they're
food.
serving
It's not
more,
all alcohol.
They're definitely serving more food than they usually do.
Yeah.
It's more like a pub.
Yeah, it's
than
like
it
a
is
pub. Yeah,
I
yeah.
can
And
have
then-
some rock root
and-
beer. It's fine.
And then at like say 10 or 11, it starts to become more of a bar. You know.
Root beer made from actual roots.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there's like a
So
bunch
here
of
he
families.
helped.
So you guys
That's
come in.
what
Are you guys
root beer
gonna
is
sit
made
at
out of, is
the? Or are you guys
actual
gonna sit at
roots.
the bar? Or what are you gonna do?
No, not tree roots.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm probably walking. I'm probably running around helping.
Yeah, you're doing.
Yeah, doing things.
I'm more asking the people who don't own this place and need to make a living off of it.
There you go.
I will imagine that Cora has started sitting at the bar with Seshmir since we're like friends now.
Cool. Have you gotten there? Bird. Thanks, Bird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Angsbird
Falcon.
walks in,
Yeah.
dripping wet.
Go back to you have a fucking house that most likely has a code in it.
Like
I
even
kinda
on
look at
special
Wave at
birthday.
you, see her over here.
I also wave at her, and then she's also dry.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You magically become dry.
That's the thing I can do.
Yeah, it's true. Prestidigitation, solid.
I become slightly more angsty because I wanted to be angsty and wet.
Yeah, but you're
whole
dripping
thing
water
where,
throughout the
where
whole
when you're
bar.
miserable and you just
Orin
want
doesn't
everything
want a
else
mop.
to make you more
Look,
Or
miserable.
to be sued for people who slip
I'm
on the wet
lazy.
floor.
Okay. So yeah, you guys are at the bar.
Yep.
Would you like to commiserate? I don't know.
Sure was a wild
Hell of a
night last
night, guys.
Does anyone want to help me get my stuff from my apartment?
Sure. Do you need
I'll
a
bring the
place
van
to
around, no
stay?
Anyone you can walk away
Like-
from?
You guys do have a van.
I don't mean the van. Do
Seer.
you need an
We
apartment?
have an
I
actual Scooby
have.
van.
You
I
can
probably have a 2-bedroom apartment.
you can literally live in a van down by the river.
Would you like a room to live in?
You know, typically, you know what? Typically, D&D games have a problem with running into a bunch of murder hobos, not actual one of the characters actually becoming a real hobo. So.
Did you say murder hobo?
Yeah. You never heard Murder Hobo is a very common.
Yeah, murder hobo is a thing.
Yeah, it's that player who murders everything.
Like their character does nothing but just murder stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like has no personality, has no nothing.
So it's Quintus.
a little bit.
A little bit. He is a little bit.
We did catch
Well,
him
he
in a
actually
barn
did
trying to
murder people,
convince
and he
someone to
actually
kill
is a
themselves.
hobo for the moment.
It's true. It's true. Yeah. So
He's
So,
gonna
yeah.
do that thing where he like awkward. He heard you offer your apartment, and he's just gonna kind of like awkwardly ignore that and pretend you didn't say it.
So
Fine.
you,
I'm gonna take personal offense to it.
were
We'll
you
set
saying?
you up a nice perch and everything.
So you're just like, one is really concerned that literally everyone knows who everyone is right now, and he just like feels very like the spotlight
exposed.
exposed.
Mhm.
And also, so like one, he doesn't trust your apartment to be safe. And two, feels like it's his fault anyway and just wants to punish himself. So
You can go smoke cloves in the bathroom with Tessa.
so here's the deal. Here's the plan as I've thought of it so far at this point. One, we eat dinner.
yes.
Then we have a beer.
Yes.
And next week when the warehouse is ready, we go pick up all your stuff from your apartment, we move it into the warehouse, and you become the warehouse guard until we can find you permanent work.
Okay.
Will that work?
Yes.
Excellent.
Will they let me stay in the warehouse?
No.
They
The
kick-
warehouse is different. Warehouse.
Ware-
is different.
warehouse is
This is an
different.
actual warehouse. So
They
this
kicked
is-
me out of the storage unit this morning.
That's a storage unit.
Oh, they kicked
I also
me out.
like how we're like taking charge of the warehouse like it's ours.
Yeah.
Well, you're renting the property,
Mhm.
so.
What?
We're renting a warehouse.
I thought we were renting the store. I thought it was
No,
a
the
store.
storage
It was a
unit
big
is-
store.
Storage unit is like they're going to be your landlords. They have a warehouse facility they can rent you,
Oh, okay.
which is
Storage
why it's
unit-
taking you some time to get the
Oh, okay.
warehouse
I
because they need to clean out the
overheard that.
facility.
Yeah.
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 The storage unit is a temporary thing until we get our warehouse,
Okay.
Yeah.
which is going to become, well, let's face it, the Scooby base.
Yep.
Seer, you feel a chill run down your spine, even though you're already very cold.
Okay.
And you guys, and if you're paying attention to them, you also see them. Someone who wasn't there before is standing beside you. It's an elven person. They're in like a white suit with like a green tie underneath it. They have kind of like they have a very full face. They've got like brown eyes, but still like that kind of elven shaped face. They've got like a little trilby, like a matching white trilby on with like a little curl coming out from underneath it. They've got like curly strawberry blonde hair, and they lean down next to your ear and they go, "Mr. Darkfeather, Wyatt would like his heart back." And they look to the rest of you and is like, "And don't, if I see any steel or any spells, I will kill everyone in this room. Every man, woman, and child. And I won't touch you. Mr. Wyatt would like his heart back." And they put a card down on the table. And they go, "Bring it to that address in 24 hours. Otherwise," and they put their palm out, and you see this dark piece of obsidian push out of their palm into the shape of a dagger in their hand. They're like, "I will come for everyone you've ever met." And
I
then
feel
they
like
stand
that's
up.
a brag.
That's a brag.
That's a hyperbole.
They did just appear next to Seer.
I mean, I can
Quiet,
Misty step
Rapunzel.
too.
Huh?
I mean, I can
Everyone-
Misty step too.
Everyone you've ever met.
Yeah.
I mean, ever met.
They're an elf. They've got a long time to do with it. So
Is Wyatt? I forget. Wyatt's a half elf or something, right?
yeah.
The half elf is in charge of the elf.
No. Well, maybe.
Okay. Anyways.
So they
I mean, you start a business.
they're like, "We look forward to seeing you. Have a good day."
Wouldn't Wyatt rather, just have a date?
And they stand
With
up
a
and they
bird.
just they stand up and like as they're
He is
walking out
very
of the
sexy.
bar, they put like some money on the bar because they've been sitting at a table this whole time and they just like they leave.
Yeah.
I think we just got our next new quest.
I mean, what's the quest? Don't give this guy the thing.
We're not giving. Well, I'm not there.
You're not there.
Oh, we're
So
not.
Hey, where the fuck is Tessa?
It's not weird yet that Tessa's not
Yeah.
here.
She's been gone all day, and like it's dinner time.
It's a work day.
Well, it's not dinner time. It's like
It's the
lunchtime.
weekend.
Yeah.
Sear said the sun was setting when he
Yeah.
came here.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, cool. It's like dinner time, I guess.
Yep.
Has anyone heard from Tessa?
No.
No, as the person who just yelled, "Where the fuck is Tessa now?"
Yeah, and you are usually the one who knows where Tessa is.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. I
You
checked
were-
my clipboard
you
of
were-
my
yeah,
last
your
time
clipboard.
I've seen her.
Does she have her key or whatever to
I
contact?
don't know. Somebody call her and find out.
Oh, that's true. We do have those
We do
keys.
have those keys.
I'll pull
Man,
out
no one took
my
anything from you.
They
key
didn't
and
take
call
it.
Who took
Tessa.
anything? They don't know that you have it.
Okay.
They don't know to take it from
I
you.
pull out my key and call Tessa.
Frankly, they have no idea that you have any friends. You didn't mention them. So,
She mentioned one friend.
One friend, but I didn't say who it was.
yeah.
I
Does
pull
it
out my
ring?
key and call. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna
What's my
keep saying it.
ringtone?
What is your ringtone?
I don't
It's
know.
probably My Chemical Romance.
Remember,
Yeah.
these are the cheapest keys I possibly could
Yeah.
find.
Like
They don't have
so like
programmable
you don't have
So, like-
ringtones.
Hello,
so like a
Michael.
crappy like a version like a very low recording like when you held your Nokia up to the radio while the Black Parade came on like starts playing and so yeah, your phone's ringing. It's playing the Black Parade by the My Chemical Romance. It's poorly recorded.
Tessa Blackmore speaking.
Hey,
You know you don't have to answer Tessa Blackmore.
I know.
It's more like a walkie-talkie than a phone.
Hey, I know.
There are only so many people who could call this
But
number.
she does it anyway.
Okay. So Cora's gonna say.
You may know me from the posters.
Cora's gonna say, I know. I forged your signature. Hey, we're all at the bar.
Okay. I can't come.
Dad
Okay.
says I can't
Bye.
I'm grounded. No, I tried to resign because I don't like it here anymore, and they confined me to my quarters.
That feels like an oversimplification of what
I
happened.
don't feel
Shush.
like celebrities can resign from their celebrity role. Like mascots don't just quit.
Well, I mean, they do.
Are you calling me a mascot?
Yes.
I'm not some dog that runs around on the sports ball field.
Mascots are not
Do I
always
not
dogs.
bleed?
Oh my god. Can I just hang up? Fuck you.
They've confined me to my quarters.
I just gotta say,
Okay. There, we got
I've
somewhere.
never been more jealous in my entire life, and all my life of smartassery, I couldn't equal a tenth of what you just did.
Mascots can't quit.
This
Well, like,
mascot.
fucking Smokey the dog doesn't stop one day. And
I'm
He
get
does.
lost Smokey the cat.
dog.
Are we talking about Smokey the dog, the large mascot, or the real dog? Because the real dog does eventually die, I'm sure.
I'm sure. But like, okay, whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. What?
Also, can I just? Does this have a speakerphone function?
I don't know. Does
I
it?
feel like it's a walkie-talkie and the whole bar can hear our conversation.
No, I would hope not. I don't know, how do these things work, great DM?
Get. Who else
It's
there?
like a
Who's there?
Because we've
I mean,
been
well,
relatively
there's a bar
discreet
full of
up till
people. There's a
now.
lot of families in here. It's really strange.
Get the Scooby Gang together.
Where are you?
here.
Where are
Okay.
you?
We're waiting on you.
Put your ear. I can't come. Look, I'm just gonna listen. It's time that we had this out, people, because
Okay.
I'm sick and tired of this. I hate being Tessa from the posters. I just want to be Tessa who does something good, who does the right thing, who does the heroic thing, who does anything actually ever. I hate being Tessa from the posters, so stop making fun of me because of it. Also, they won't let me out of here.
Yeah, so before you can be anything other than that, you need to be Tessa not locked in her room. So
Tessa,
what do we need to
You
do?
told your...
Oh my god!
Damn.
Thank you for putting my priorities straight. I may or may not
The
be
key
having a bit of a bad
spontaneously
time.
combust.
You're currently.
This burns so hard!
Can we go back to the point? Look, I haven't heard from my significant other all fucking day. They probably left. All right, so let's go back to the part where you said you were confined to your room.
I'm confined to my quarters. They won't let me
Tessa?
out.
Do they have
You
any
told-
He's
kind
having a
of?
bad day.
Do they have any kind of guards on your room or?
Yeah, there's two dudes out there.
Tessa, you told your boss about the big rock, didn't you?
I did not tell him.
God damn it, Tess.
That.
Well, I told him that.
Tell them the lot number. He knows what the hell that is.
But I didn't tell him that we actually brought it out.
Why would you do that? Why would you tell him?
It's true you didn't. I didn't act for that.
Because it was the right thing to do.
I'm just gonna move over that part where you were like
Well,
magically forced to.
Okay, so thinking on this for a second, they didn't kill her.
No.
So
They still have use for her.
they either still have use for her, or they do honestly think that like they're not super like they're not they honestly think they think she made some kind of dumb but honest mistake.
He said that we shouldn't have been able to get in there at all. He said that there was no way to open the locked door because it was locked, like capital L locked.
Well,
Okay.
it certainly wasn't.
He said that we should not have been able to withstand the disorientation of. This is probably something that we should all have a conversation about after I'm not here anymore.
Yeah, why don't we get you,
You want
out
us
of
to
your
bust you out?
room?
Hey, we can do that. I can Misty Step now.
I didn't do the spell magic. That would have been so fucking great.
That's not what they use.
What? I could Misty Step.
You still feel weird, by the way.
No, but I mean I can Misty Step up into her room.
Oh yeah.
Quit
How-
feeling
what's
weird
the
and
what's the range on it?
30 feet.
I was just going to wait until 3 in the morning and
it won't be
climb
easy
out
because you're
the
really
window.
like because she's on the third floor. You're
Yeah,
pushing
yeah,
it, but
yeah.
like you can probably do it. You can grab the window.
Yeah, it'd be hard to get her out because I can't make her Misty Step.
Yeah,
Really,
Yeah, I should have done dispel magic, and we could have gotten whatever alarms on her window off.
could
Well, you can still do that.
I don't have it. Oh, I guess I could.
no, don't call I.
What?
No,
Who said we were gonna call I?
I thought it, and then I decided that was probably not the best idea.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, I was just going to wait until say 3 in the morning and then climb out the window.
Oh. We could just meet you at 3 in the morning, and I could put a Tensor's floating disc above outside of your window, and you could just
Do
float
they
down.
not have a spell on your window to keep you from just going
They
out?
might have an
I-
alarm spell.
I haven't seen anybody cast anything on my window, but that doesn't mean it's not there.
To cast alarm, they'd have to like be up on it.
Why don't you just try opening your window now to see if they come in and be like, "What the fuck?" and just be like, "Oh, I just wanted some air."
Okay.
The window opens.
Yeah.
Yeah, then nothing.
Okay.
They don't seem
well,
to be trying.
fine.
They don't seem to be trying super hard to keep her in there because they probably assume that she's too goody two shoes to escape.
I am chaotic good.
Yeah, that's what they.
No, but that's what they probably think,
Yeah,
right?
that's what's happening.
That's probably what they think.
Yeah, that's totally what's happening.
Is it dark now? I mean, like, are there? It's
not
like
been-
7.
It's frankly not been very bright all day because of the weather. So, but it's getting darker earlier because I mean it's winter, and
I have rope.
She does do that.
I have rope.
She has rope.
So if there's nobody out there right now,
However,
there's
heading
people
back,
still on the quad.
hmm?
There's still people on the quad.
Okay. Well, I tell you what. If you all want to help me bust out of this joint, then maybe meet up, say about 1 in the morning or so. Probably.
You guys just gonna ignore the third assassination attempt.
What are you talking about?
Person who said, "Give me the heart in 24 hours, or I'll kill everyone you."
Oh, we're not having that conversation right now.
Yeah, I mean, like, we're not, like we wanted to like get her in person before we
We
had
got to
that
get the gang
Okay.
together before we have that conversation.
Maybe, well, let's go 10. Maybe 10. Maybe
You guys
10.
go about 10.
I'm gonna gather up some stuff.
Don't you have illusion?
From in here,
Like make
and,
the quad look like just the regular grounds, and we can walk and no one will see us there.
That's
Is
Illusionary
that-
terrain is what she's talking about.
That's big.
Oh yeah. That's
Is it too large
that
of an
sounds,
area?
That sounds real big. I don't think I have. I don't have
I
illusionary
believe that's
terrain.
actually just a druid spell.
That probably is.
There's a spell that does what you want, but
Oh.
I don't think he has it.
If only our druid showed up.
She wouldn't have it either.
Well, I'm gonna pack some meager
hallucinatory
items
terrain.
and like my toothbrush and stuff, and
That's a 4th spell.
All right, get your sack on a stick ready to run away.
basically my whole life has been a lie, and
We'll make a new one.
I'm having a big crisis. So
We'll
Well,
make a
they're
new
going
one, but
around.
first we
Pack
need
a
to
bag.
get you out of your current one because you're stuck.
great.
Also, I assume we need to go see the cleric.
We do. Oh, wait, I assume when we brought them
Oh,
the
yeah, they got,
diamond.
they got taken care of.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I thought that was implied with you getting this stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
No, we never went over the hey, this is fixed now.
Yeah, I forgot about it. I'm sorry, but it happened. You're young and beautiful again.
You're the beautifulest, youngest bird.
Yep. It went too far. Now you're an egg.
It's alright, eggs don't have these problems.
I mean,
Oh, I would love to see Wyatt like come to like murder you, and it's just like this adorable little chick with big bug eyes. Like, but sir, really? Do you want to murder a harmless child?
He would.
Yeah. Yeah.
He is
So-
awfully good looking though.
here's the thing. Hello. So we have to decide whether we are in over our heads and need help.
I
We
think
have to
yes.
decide.
We're probably
Yes is
in
the
over our
answer.
heads.
Okay, so if that's true, then we need to determine who we get help from. And right now, based on so there are only a couple factions we can go to. They all seem to suck in some way or another, but we're going to have to do something. So if you just bust out of this place, right? The
Yes.
keepers are gonna try to find you, and that's just one more bunch of people on our ass. So we can do that, or if you can determine that the keepers were doing something proper by, like, there was either a mistake. It sounds like they. I mean, I assume she described the conversation to us or something.
She said, "Where did she say?"
Oh, so I mean, if you can determine based on the way they responded to you telling them about the big rock, that perhaps they didn't know what it was, or what I'm saying
Or
is,
they just
if we
want
can
you to
figure,
think
if
that.
we can determine that the keepers maybe we're wrong and the keepers are a little bit more trustworthy than we thought, then we can go to them, or we're gonna have to do something here, folks.
Well, I know what I am going to do.
Okay.
And remaining as part of this organization is not what I'm going to do.
Okay. Because
Keep talking.
still might need their help though.
Then they can come to me.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so we're going to meet up with you at 10. Does you live here? Are people usually cleared out of the common area by then, like the main grounds?
But you probably know that.
I guess.
Just say yes.
The DM left, so
Yes,
yep.
the DM went to go take a pee, so I can do whatever I want to. Yes,
Yep.
people turn in early on the Keeper campus.
Yeah.
Tessa turns into a bird and just flies
They
out her
are
window.
they are defo in bed by 8.
Yep. That includes
I mean, it
the
is
head
like-
of the keepers, all of the guards.
It is like a
Everybody-
military style
Yeah.
campus. It
Yeah.
would make sense if there was actually.
Turns
like, a
out
legit
keeper
curfew.
magic also just does not work after 8 o'clock.
It doesn't. It's amazing.
Yeah, just it's crazy. I don't make the rules. I
and
mean, I
we-
do right now because the DM was in the bathroom, but
And we win. And we win D&D. The
Yes.
end. Done.
Yay!
Yay!
We won the whole game.
You solved my entire campaign puzzle.
yeah.
So the guard structure, from what you can tell, there's at least 2 guards out front. They brought you food and stuff. They seem amiable. They're not like jerks or anything.
Okay. Could I take them?
These people who were nice to me.
I don't know, can you?
I mean, do I know them?
Not like well, but
One of them is Phil,
I'm a
so is Bob.
soldier.
yeah. Well, not like
Has
you're
a wife,
not
2
super
kids.
buddies with them, but you kind of get around to everyone. One's named Armand, and the other one is named Harlan. One is like a half elf dude.
You should date him. That's our trend.
Like Armand is like a half elf dude. He seems pretty built. He's definitely from like the more like fighting military into the organization. Harlan is like a dwarf lady. She is like she's like they both seem pretty stocky and like they could rumble if they wanted to.
Okay.
But they're not being like they're not antagonistic to you. They're generally not conversative because they're not supposed to be. But they're not like here traitor or whatever when they bring you food. They're just like, here's your food.
So, completely out of character for a moment. The decision that I have to make right now is, do I leave myself in the power of these people for the sake of maybe finding out more information? Or do I join up with the rest of the Scooby Gang and do the Scooby thing?
And thereby burn any bridges.
I mean, escaping is probably pretty important. I don't know what you're going to learn. They're going to be careful around you. It's not like they're going to have like an important conversation right outside your door about all the inner workings of the organization.
No, they're not. And I feel like the way that things stand right now, they're going to find some way to get rid of me. At some point.
Oh yeah, they could cover your death up real easy.
So, what are you smiling about over there, Richard?
Or as an alternative theory,
What's that?
now you know their secrets.
Yeah.
Up until recently, you've been a really good, team player.
Go to the press.
Maybe you could, play nice, have a turn of mind, get yourself in on the inside, and start learning the real secrets of the game.
I don't know that will work a second time. Because she's done that once already, essentially.
Yeah, I did complain once already, and they just kind of put me off with some bullshit. And I came forth with this story of how her dad was me.
No.
And they sent him to a situation that he should not have been killed in, and he was killed. So, feels like a get out warning.
Did he find
It's
out
11
about
o'clock
these
at night. You hear the clock, some big clock going off somewhere. Quad looks dead. There's no exterior lights because it's a quad. Why are they going to light it up at 11 o'clock at night? No one gives a fuck. There's a little bit of exterior. Well, there's a little bit of exterior lights around the door, so whatever. But what you gonna do?
This is one of those fabulous moments in D&D when there's what the character would do and what would be better for the story. And
I can make that story whatever I want. Tell me what this character's doing.
Yep. Play the character.
And we already said we were meeting you there, so I assume if you
Get on
want
the
to
train,
cancel
it's leaving
that,
the station.
you need to call us.
Tessa's getting out.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. How are we springing this jailbird, kiddos?
I have rope.
All right. I kind of know what Tessa's position is. What are all of you guys doing?
I mean, if it's dark.
You pull up to the facility. The van's going. Bah, 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 bah. Lights off. Doesn't seem to be anyone prowling around. You can get to the quad. The quad's not near the parking lot. That's probably about, I'd say, a football field or so away from where, like, the parking lot to the quad.
Okay.
And there's a bunch of buildings and administrative buildings and stuff in between there. It's not like a big open plain or anything like that. But the dorms aren't near the aren't right next to the parking lot, basically. Which is where she is. Oren and Cora, you both know exactly where these dorms are because you lived in them.
Actually, I could probably distract the guards because I probably know them.
You may know them. They're about your age. It doesn't necessarily mean that you guys were in the same class or anything.
I know, but
Well,
You could definitely
isn't
pretend
she
to.
just climbing out the window? We don't want to have to interact with the guards at all if we don't have to.
well, it depends which way she's coming
Okay.
out.
Well, if I don't see them, and I have my bag of possessions.
Right. Your little sack.
My little sack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I got this.
Okay.
Nope, I got this.
Okay.
I turn. Before we head out, I turn Kukulon into a bird.
Okay.
Bird flies to you,
Yes.
and I cast invisibility on you as a touch spell. You just touch the bird,
All right.
and now you're
Okay.
invisible.
How long does invisibility last?
It lasts for an hour.
Okay. So you're now invisible for 1 hour. You cannot make any attacks or cast any spells that would break the invisibility.
Okay.
Just so you know what's up.
I will.
But you are invisible, so if you can climb out, and I mean, it'd be weird to have a rope hanging from your thing, but I mean, you'd be invisible.
Is the side of this wall a situation that I could climb without using a rope?
Not really. No.
Okay.
You can also. I mean, it's not a big enough fall that it would kill you.
You could also just like make some noise
Aren't
in your
there
room.
trees?
Yeah.
There are
Like-
trees.
Tessa, you can make some noise in your room and like scream like you're hurt. They open the door to come in. You invisibly walk out.
You do however you want.
Ooh,
You can do all kinds of stuff invisible.
that's a good. No, I'm not.
Because then they start looking for you.
Yeah, and I definitely clank. I mean, stealth is not my thing. I'm gonna try. Okay.
Are you wearing out your splint armor? Or are you taking your big badass plate armor?
Well, my big badass plate armor was only 1 point better than my
Splint armor.
splint
yeah.
armor. So I'm gonna leave it behind.
Okay. Cool.
I'm
Bum,
just
bum, bum.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm turning a
Symbolism, kids.
leaf.
All right.
Yeah.
So we get the.
In fact, I'm gonna have laid it out on the bed,
Mhm.
like meticulously and cleaned,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna leave a note ready for the next sucker.
Okay.
And-
Solid.
They're probably gonna throw that note away.
No, I like it. Good. It's good. It's a good scene. I like that.
Okay, and so I'm going to try to leap for one of those trees
Okay.
and then shimmy down the tree.
Okay. That it? Is that all we're doing?
I mean, then she'll meet us at a
Yeah.
pre-designated or designated
Well-
location, I guess.
The van is running. We just need to get in it now.
Okay.
My familiar will be invisible nearby her,
Okay.
so that we know if we need to improvise.
Okay. Give me. This feels like acrobatics. And everyone agree on this?
Yes.
Sure.
Really?
Yeah.
You sure it can't be
It
athletics?
could be athletics.
Yeah.
She's got to climb down the tree.
Jump is traditionally
Is
an
it-
athletics
is
thing,
That's
but
true. You just got to grab onto a
Is
thing.
it climb
oh,
athletics?
she's
Yeah.
yeah. You can do it athletically or acrobatically.
Yeah. Okay. Athletics.
Jesus, take the wheel. Wait, before I do this, I'm gonna cast bless on myself.
No, don't cast anything. It ends
Actually-
the invisibility.
It would break your-
Would it break my invisibility?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never mind. I don't do that.
Yeah, casting a spell, I think. does
Okay.
that.
Any spell at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let me
damn it.
just double check.
I'm almost 100% sure.
Okay, here we go. 14 plus 5,
Oh,
19.
that's, okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
You hit
casting
the
a
tree,
spell.
so you jump, like, the tree's not super nearby, so you, like, pull yourself out onto the window and you're, like, weirdly crouched there, because, like, it's not like you can dive through at the tree, it's just, it's awkward. So you're, like, hanging on backwards, like, kind of hanging on, you're like, okay, and you push off and jump, and you hit the top of the tree, and, like, you slip a little bit because it's cold and it's wet and there's, like, ice everywhere, and you fall down a couple of branches, but you get caught, like, you literally just kind of catch between two, like, the V of two branches, and you're just kind of there.
Uh-huh.
Okay. You
Okay.
gonna shimmy on down?
I'm gonna shimmy down the rest of the way.
Don't worry about
No,
making
don't
another
worry
roll,
about
that's
it.
fine.
Okay. Then I'm gonna
Mhm.
run across the quad. Do I see the van?
You don't,
I
because
don't.
it's just because the van's not there, it's just they're stuck between you and the van.
Did the bird stay?
Oh, birds like flying around.
Birds flying
Yeah.
around?
We can see
okay.
you. We-
I'm gonna go where the bird goes.
Okay. You, as soon as you hit the ground, you hear commotion in your room, and then somebody pokes their head out, looking around. They know you're gone already.
Okay.
Okay.
Run. Run!
Okay, go ahead and give me a stealth check, but with advantage, because that's how
Okay.
how invisibility works. I believe.
Well,
And that's
I mean,
a 5.
Actually, I mean, the invisibility still just says she is just straight up invisible. It doesn't say anything about advantage on
14.
Okay.
stuff.
Okay.
Oh, I think they have
Advantage.
disadvantage on finding you,
Okay.
because they can still find you when you're invisible.
So what
Did
should
you
I
say so in the
re-roll?
All
Oh
spell
no,
saves.
that's in a different place than the book. Like I know that.
Oh,
yeah,
right. It's
Yeah.
probably a
Just because you're
condition.
invisible doesn't mean like she doesn't exist.
Yeah,
She's
invisible is
still
a condition.
walking
Yeah,
and
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
fine.
Yeah, invisibility is a
making
condition.
noise and
So okay.
Probably.
Okay. So you're moving along through the quad, and you as you're coming up, you're running along and you hear and see some lights just up ahead, and you like slam next to like you just stop moving. Like you just stop in the middle of the place because you remember you're invisible and it doesn't matter if you move or not. Like you don't have to hide, you just have to not move and make noise. And these two guards like run out of an alley, not out of an alley, but out from between two buildings, like talking to each other like maybe she's gone over here. We probably like let's go ahead, get somebody to go lock the gates. Like we need to get the facility locked down.
We need to go.
Run.
All right, so you're running. When you get to the parking lot, there's the van. It's sitting there. Lights are off. It's still running.
So meanwhile, over by the back gate, I'm sending my familiar like to the other side of the quad. And since I now have the ability to have my familiar speak with my voice, I start shouting, "Quick, quick! She's headed this way. She's over here."
All right, deception check.
Nice. Guys, this is a caper. A caper, a caper.
Deception. 21.
Should have given you that mask.
Actually, I already had that one, so.
That's right. Yeah, so you see, like, you as you're running by, you see a bunch of guards streaking towards the back of the facility.
Easy
You
enough.
guys hear a knock on the van, back of the door of the van.
Yep, there.
Yep.
Open it
Thump,
up.
thump. Hey.
Get her in the van.
Hey, it's me.
Drive out.
I doubt we locked the doors. Get in the van.
So
Fucking loaded
Just
a
stay-
fucking
just stay
The
plane.
invisible.
door's open and people without
drive
like
off
you
the
can't see what happens.
drive
We
off
pull
the
her
campus
in. Close the door.
like it's
So
normal.
is that like pure vodka?
what?
So
Why would
like
you lock
she
the
stays invisible.
door?
We just drive off the campus like we're just normally like leaving students or whatever.
Are you
We're not gonna like
normally
squeal the wheels and
students
tail
in a
out.
white panel van?
I
Just a
feel like
van.
this van could plow through a chain link fence. Hopefully that's
That's
all
fine.
they got.
That's what I was gonna have you do. But
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
He
we
fixed
don't
that. He
we
fixed
don't
it.
have to do that. She's
Yeah.
invisible.
no,
Whatever.
you guys get away. It's okay.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
No, true.
If there were guard, I was thinking like there were guards at the front gate and they wanted to look in to see she wasn't here. They would just look and she was
Cool.
here.
Sweet. Okay.
Invisibility.
Can you drop it? Like I guess you.
I can drop it whenever
yeah,
I want.
If you want to, I don't know. She's still in the. She's in
Do
the
you
back.
wanna be
Once we're in the
visible now,
clear,
Tessa?
once we're
Yeah,
in the
well,
clear,
you guys
yeah.
you guys seem to just get away scot free.
Yeah, when we're in the clear, whatever.
We seem to just
That
get away
somehow had no
scot-free.
repercussions.
Yep.
Oh,
We seem
nice.
to just get away scot-free.
Emmy, you should detect
nice.
magic on her.
I didn't actually prepare
It
it.
should be a ritual for you, shouldn't it?
What? Oh, is that what the
I can
arm-
do it if necessary as a ritual.
Go ahead.
So I'll cast detect magic on her. I'm looking for, magical
I have
bugs or whatever.
dispel magic.
Doesn't seem like she herself has been enchanted.
that's like an area, right?
Or any magical items on her. It'd be like.
yeah.
Right. Point is, I'm also concerned that I might be enchanted somehow.
Oh, then I can do the same for her.
You should have just said that at some point. yeah. Oh, nobody seems to have a bug
Okay.
on them.
That's
Oh
good.
wait. That may not be true. Give me a second.
Goddamn.
I still feel weird from Weird Elf Dude, guys.
Oh, I'm sure.
no, that's fair.
Yeah, my
Maybe
my
we
thing with
should've
Weird
thought
Elf
about
Dude is
this.
basically like,
No,
well, there's nothing we
guys,
can do about that,
not,
so we'll just
not
wait till
like
he attacks
he
and kill
creeped
him.
me out. Like I feel weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we should have thought about that. Oh well, it's not like he cares that we just kidnapped Tessa Blackmore.
Right.
We didn't
I'm just
kidnap her, she
saying
came
we
with us,
maybe
huh?
shouldn't go places that are really important right now.
We're not heading to the
No,
bar.
that's
or
fair.
anything.
Yeah. We assume we're being followed.
Whose floof is this?
Probably Richard's.
Gosh.
Do teenager stuff and drive
Oh.
around.
A tiny flush
Yeah.
of Cthulhu that
No,
could
there's
possibly
nothing
be
on there.
mine.
Okay.
Nothing on Seer. Nothing on
These
Sarah.
men sleep.
Tessa.
Okay.
Sarah. Oh no.
So
Do you need-
That's
I mean,
your new
it's-
alias.
I mean,
you
it is
gotta
the present-
change your name.
I mean, it is the presence of magic within 30 feet. I mean, I don't know if you're restricting because you thought I was just doing it on just them.
I'm just reading the effects of a thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It doesn't mention it, so I'm gonna assume that they thought about it.
So there's something happening.
I mean, is it a magical object that has
It's
magic?
not an object.
Is it a magical thing that has magic? Very broad. So this is a very broad radar for magic.
Yeah, it does not. It does not say that it can like. No, you can't see it. There's nothing there.
Okay.
Nothing's there, guys.
Okay.
It's fine.
Either way, I mean, the issue still stands that if we need help, we're gonna have to go figure out who to get help from.
So, here's a thought.
Tessa still doesn't know that you guys are gonna get murdered in a day.
Oh, hey, we should fill Tessa in on the,
Oh, yeah.
the thing.
Sure,
Well-
fill her in. Done.
Hey,
We tell her about that off
thanks. Thanks for that. We should probably limit the number of times that we go to the warehouse, because chances are that we're being followed.
Probably. Tends to happen when you run away from the
We
keepers.
probably need to pick a place and prepare to be
Let's just go to like Fantasy McDonald's for now.
confronted.
Just
Fine.
go out in the middle of the woods where there won't be bystanders.
Don't go to
maybe.
Fantasy McDonald's. Like, I went to McDonald's for breakfast one day
I want
this
to
month,
make it
and they've
clear.
been asking me to review it for the whole month.
That this person who said this to you, they heavily implied that they would also kill you, but they're not stopping there, nor do they have to start there.
Right.
Yeah,
So-
the problem is we have no way of
It's
doing anything
better
about
not
that right
to
now,
start with killing
so
us.
we can't do anything about that right now.
That's fair.
From a sadistic point of view, it's better not to start with killing us. Like, kill
Yeah.
the things we care about 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Don't help them.
No, that's
He
fine.
knows.
He's already there.
Okay. Also, has Odo contacted me at all today?
Not really, no.
Or we could just dump
That's
the rock in
weird.
the river and go on the road.
That's weird.
Well, you weren't home.
At this
They don't
point,
have a key for you.
we haven't figured out a way to talk to each other.
I didn't think you guys had gotten weird little key walkie-talkies for each other.
We need to do that.
You didn't
I
mention
guess.
it, so I didn't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
can their little weird key walkie-talkies be like the little heart necklaces that are
With the two
broken in
pieces?
I mean,
two
we're clearly
pieces?
going through a problem. Apparently, I
Best
didn't know about.
friends or
So,
Well, no, it's just Odo had to go to
Significant
Odo
otters.
had to go do work stuff.
but it's still weird that I haven't heard from them and it's nighttime.
Yeah.
Hey, don't worry. You might not be just dissing. You might be dead.
Great. Thanks.
So is this do you all tell me about the thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry to have injected my personal trauma into that trauma, but thanks for helping me get out. Do we need to do anything?
What do we do now?
An action plan?
Our whole plan was pick you up and then figure it out.
If you're looking to
Step
me to
one,
figure
done.
anything out.
So
We
what,
got Tessa. We did it, guys.
Yep.
so what do you want to do now, Imperious Leader?
Hey, where's Awakening, by the way? Because that's also
the bag.
valuable. Okay,
Yeah.
good.
I
That's
assume he just
also
brings this-
valuable.
It's just in the bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
He-
easier that way.
like the way
She seems
I
like
think-
she
Look,
turned
I don't
on
have
us
to deal
in a
with her while she's in the
second.
bag, but we can still get to her if we need to.
She would turn on us in a second if someone raided your bar.
I don't know. We'll see. Possibly.
Oh yeah.
Either way, it's still a really useful glove.
She just cares about Reginald. We're not helping her with that. She's got no reason to like
She doesn't really
us.
care about him.
They left a card on the
She
bar.
called him.
Yeah, with an
Yeah.
address.
Yep.
Just an address to bring the thing to.
Yeah. It's this one.
Does Wyatt? Thank you. Does Wyatt know
Danielle shows us
what
an
the thing
invisible
looks
business
like?
card.
Yeah, he saw it with his own
He
eyes.
saw it with
Yeah.
his own very own eyes.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to get a facsimile giant
Yeah, I was
red ruby.
thinking a fake, but
gonna be tough.
that might
That's-
not work
It's
out.
also magical fake.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just a
Well,
little,
I mean,
it's a
magical
piece of
faking is
paper with
actually a thing
heart
you
on
can
it.
do. There's a spell for that. I don't have it, but it's feasible. But
Well,
I could get that spell actually.
Not
But
helpful.
How expensive would a table-sized ruby be?
huge. That'd be
Pretty
We can go back to a
That'd-
pawn shop friend.
that'd be big.
Like, hey, just kidding. We do need more stuff.
Yeah, do you have just a ruby that's like
Like a
this
dining
big?
room.
Also
Size.
shaped like a heart.
Yeah,
okay.
Also, does it glow in the middle?
yeah, and pulse a little.
He'll be like, yeah, I got that those right here.
Yeah, I got that for you. It's on
Just
the,
It's
so
not
happened,
like-
It fell off
somebody
the
just
front.
brought one.
Wyatt barely knows what he was getting. He wouldn't know all the specifics like it glows in
Look,
the
guys, I've
middle.
got absorbed elements prepared. We can totally take them now. I don't know.
I don't feel like we're supposed to defeat the big bad like in the very next episode.
So
I don't
did-
think that Wyatt is the big bad.
So-
I think there's a bigger badder.
So
I think, the big
What?
problem, I think the big problem we have is that everyone's a big bad at this point.
Yeah.
what about us?
You guys are just quickly pissing everyone off. It's hard for me to keep track of who's now mad at you.
What
To be fair, they keep pissing us off. So I mean,
What's that, Daniel?
Great.
What about us let us get into the temple?
That's a very good question.
Because if Wyatt doesn't have whatever that is, then we can just put it back.
We don't know though.
I mean, he did.
We could go again. They're probably not gonna just assume we won't go back.
Can we just drive casually by the site and see if it has become more fortified?
I
Sure.
don't know that we can drive casually in a white panel van that is suddenly becoming conspicuous and a lot of kerfluffle.
We're in a city. There's a lot of white panels.
So I don't
There's the
know,
whole
he
reason I
totally
chose this
mentioned
is there's
exactly
like
why we were able to get
5,000
into
of
that
these
room.
things. However,
Is that what you guys are gonna do? You're gonna go by the site?
We're just gonna drive casually.
Is it
Or
like
we-
on a main road or is
or
it like
as you-
down a windy gravel
or
road?
we can drive nearby and have my familiar check it invisibly from the air.
Also that.
Yeah.
Technically, you don't even have to be.
Or yeah,
Yeah,
or
just-
technically we
just
could
go
sit at the
do
bar
it.
and have him do that for us.
Yeah. Like important question, is it on the main road or is it like down a windy gravelly road like down a mile?
No,
one
no,
can
no.
see
It's
it?
still in a city set. Like
Because it was gonna be a
Me both.
campus. It would have been.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
he told us
It's just
exactly
an
why
empty
we
lot
got
in
into
the
that
middle of
room,
the city.
or how we could get into that room.
Okay.
No, I missed
Yes, he said that we had contact with. I mean, out of character, he said we had contact with an extra-dimensional being or whatever.
that.
That's how we were able to get into the room.
No, he asked me if I had ever had contact with an extra-dimensional being.
Which I mean, I guess we.
Who was it that opened the door?
It just opened,
Who put their hand on the door and opened it?
I frankly do not remember.
so it didn't matter.
So it doesn't matter.
So, yeah.
If
But I mean,
only
like,
had
it
a
im-
recording of the last session.
It heavily implies that it requires an extra-dimensional being or power to open that door.
Well,
Easily. Yeah.
My character does not know this because you have not mentioned that part of the conversation yet. But
Who has a pocket demon?
someone,
do you
has,
wanna-
someone
do
does
you
in fact
want
have a
to
pocket
tell us
demon.
about
Actually, we
him
might
putting
have
the
two
spell on
pocket
you?
demons. It's still questionable.
I will bring them on the. Please don't swallow those guys. On the drive, for conversation's sake,
Mhm.
I will tell my friends about my attempt at rage quitting.
Okay.
I mean, it was a successful attempt, I think, at this point.
How much detail do you
Wasn't
give?
really.
There
I
was
will-
rage and you did quit.
I will give the.
Technically, yes. You just went a little too far into got arrested.
I was not
We've all
arrested.
He's
I
trying
You
to
were
say-
definitely arrested.
He straight
house
up said the
arrest
only
is-
reason you weren't in jail was because you're a high profile figure.
So then I wasn't arrested.
House arrest is still arrest.
Yeah.
How
I
much
was-
detail do you give us?
I was confined to quarters. I will give you the whole detail. I will give you every detail.
So we know you were a zone of truth.
Yes.
We know. Okay.
yes,
Okay.
yes, I didn't give you up, bird friend.
That's true.
It's really good that he didn't ask any specific questions about
Fist
this.
bump. Oh wait, do you have fists?
Yeah,
yes, you
I
have
do.
fists.
She just, flurry of blows with feathers off her away.
The longer we go on, the more Tessa goes from like bird person to just a bird.
Oh no.
Every time we describe her, it becomes more and more just a bird.
So, oh yeah. So at the facility, it takes a hot minute for your imp to fly over there.
Yep.
There it does definitely look like there's a number of keepers on site now. For one, they're cleaning up all the charred bodies and
Yay.
things on fire. They were gonna be there today anyways when that guard woke up. So, but yeah, there looks like there's a number of people on site.
Looks like they're cleaning up the bodies right now. It's pretty bustling.
It's taken them that long.
There were a lot of bodies.
There weren't that many.
Well, no, there's no like bodies outside or anything. You just see a lot of keepers
There's, like,
along.
five-
I'm
There's
just
a lot-
describing what
like
they have been
demolition
doing
and
today.
stuff.
There's just 5 bodies.
Yeah.
They're cleaning up the site.
There's actually way
There's-
more than that.
There are things. The whole trailer burned down. Like
That's true.
there are things to be done.
That trailer
A
is in
dude
fact
did
no longer
explode
there,
into a ball of
basically.
fire.
Yeah.
It occurs to me that there may be more than one way to access this underground facility.
Probably.
Sewers, for example.
Cat.
Or that strangely creaking door over there we hadn't noticed until now.
The cat found the way in.
Well. I don't think we need to put this thing back in there.
The room disappeared. Someone told, who looked back? Whoever looked back probably told us, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
The room disappeared. We can't put it back. There's no give backsies.
Right, but like theoretically, most people cannot get into this temple at all.
So it's really safer there than it was in our care.
But it also means that at least one of us has something really weird going on. We know that Seshmir has something really weird going on, but I mean,
True.
Do we want to try going in one at a time? I don't know what's the point where we want us to pass.
See who bursts into flames first. Well, no, but
like even if it was only one of us that could open the door, none of us were totally disoriented, passing out, walking through the place.
Yep.
Right.
There was that one room that was like a spinny tunnel.
Yes,
Right,
Is that
but
that same?
yeah, that's. I think that's what he was talking about, because according to him, we all should have been completely incapacitated by that disorientation.
What's also interesting is that they utilized this place, but they did not create this place.
Right.
They just like, hey, this is a useful room that I can't enter, but somehow we're gonna have everyone move all our stuff into.
Well, they said that the heads of the keepers figured out how to be able to enter it.
Oh, but he couldn't.
No, he could.
No, he
Yeah,
could.
good.
Oh, he
Just
could
not
get in
at
there.
first.
We
Not
weren't
at
supposed
first.
to be
Okay.
able to. He knows that we shouldn't be able to because he knows how.
Right.
It's not necessarily easy for him to do.
Right.
I could just go to his office and Zone of Truth him.
That would go over very well.
I'm sure that he's
Also,
not a
I'm sure-
higher level than me.
I'm sure he totally couldn't make that save.
Yeah.
That sounds like a great plan. Let's do this.
It is an A plan.
It is a plan. Okay, so, outside of hiding it, you guys, there is the imminent threat of murder. So,
There's still nothing we can do about that.
sorry.
He's just
You
gonna
keep bringing it
murder
up, but I literally have nothing. I got nothing.
We could go
This guy apparently can teleport into anywhere and just stab us. So it's kind of like, why worry about it?
Which is yet another reason why we shouldn't go to the warehouse. You know,
Does Wyatt know what this thing is? Can we make a decoy?
Probably not.
He knows what it looks like, and so that we can't make a decoy big enough for that.
He knows what it looks like, and he knows it's supposed to be this immensely magical item. And I don't know about y'all, but I can't get my hands on an immensely magical item in 24 hours.
What if we offer him something else instead of it?
Like,
You're
what?
proposing a trade?
I don't know. Is anyone else coming up with ideas to
Listen, I've
solve
got
this?
this Charizard.
Is anyone else coming up with ideas?
I did think about
not
the
there.
possibility.
Suck my dick.
I'm just a voice in the air.
Cora's got a point.
Amy,
We
do you know
should-
do you know Nistel's magic aura?
No. I don't even think. Is that a spell
It'll be on
or
your,
is
it,
that a?
it'll be on your second. It'll be a second level illusion spell.
I
I
don't-
don't know if you have it or not.
I don't think I have that.
That's
No.
mage.
I do
Cora's
not
got
have
a
that.
point. Meeting with Wyatt, even if we don't have the thing with us,
Will get us all killed.
and then what's he gonna do?
That's fair.
Then he doesn't have it, and nobody
Somebody
knows.
here knows a man who literally brokers hits.
That's true.
Which is what I've been trying to imply this whole time.
Oh god, yeah, I didn't even think down those lines.
Are you saying that we
Not
should
my
have
bailiwick.
somebody
I'm trying to come up with
assassinate
No,
fucking-
he's saying go investigate the guys who are assassinating us, and maybe we can get them off our back or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Gives you an actionable thing at the very least. So.
Yeah, okay, so
I'm trying to come up with clever ideas, and you're holding the solution.
drop me
A
off by
cat.
the cabaret
He's
and
holding a
then
cat.
drive around the block 20 or 30 times.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not gonna be suspicious as fuck.
Or we just like go a couple blocks away and just stop.
Yeah.
Do that too.
We spend a lot of time in this van.
Yeah. Scooby van.
We should definitely get some kind of like mattress put in the floor or
Carpet.
something. Like,
No, we're not gonna put a mattress in the back of the van.
No,
I'm
this
uncomfortable.
is a Scooby van, not a shaggin' wagon.
Tessa likes you people, but she doesn't like you like that. No
Look.
offense.
like couches or some shit in there.
Flashing lights, always a plus.
If we're gonna live out of this van, it might as well be comfortable. I don't see why
still-
that's weird.
I still want to get the fantasy paint job on the side, like a wizard and a howling wolf and a unicorn.
And
Under
my
no
suggestion is
circumstances
the
are we
weird one.
decorating or making this van more comfortable. It's a cargo van.
That we now live out of.
We don't live out of this.
Y'all
van.
live out of it.
It's
I have a
temporary.
perfectly respectable office and apartment combination.
So you guys are going to the cabaret?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, what was that guy's name again?
Morton.
Morton. Okay. If I remember correctly, Morton's a human dude, right?
Nope, half dark elf.
Half dark elf. Thank you. So you guys pull up to a cabaret. Did we name it?
No.
You want me to go in?
It's Morton's. It's called Morton's.
Yep.
You want me to go in with you or just?
No, I got this.
Yeah, it is a bustling joint, like lights, cameras, the whole 9 yards. You drop Seshmir off, and you guess you pull away. Seshmir, you go inside, huh?
How far is my apartment from there?
You guys could probably get there in like 20 minutes or so. If you
Yeah, we
want.
can go see if Odo's there.
I mean, I was just gonna swing by my apartment. Yeah.
Yeah, y'all can do that while I talk to this guy.
Yeah, I'll probably take
Maybe I can show Seer the spare bedroom and try to sell him on it.
Would you like to rent the spare bedroom?
You don't even have to rent it. Please just live on top of a building for the rest of your life.
Or in a van, especially not my van.
Let's go. I'm gonna resolve the apartment stuff real quick because it just doesn't take a whole lot. It won't take a whole lot. Of
I
time.
mean, it's fine.
Yeah. So you guys get to Cora's apartment. You go to Cora's apartment. Cora shows you into their apartment. When you open the door, there's like a note on the floor, and it's like from Odin. It's like, hey, you weren't home, and then I went by the bar, and you weren't there, so I didn't know where other places you would be. So I'm at my house. Just give me
A call, because I can't do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I realized that it says in the note.
The note had already anticipated your response and replied.
Listen, mister, I don't need money.
Right?
You can spring for some shitty keys.
He hadn't thought about it. Like,
I'm gonna write back on the note, like, get us cell phones, and just leave the note on the floor.
Fantasy cell keys.
They come and go from my apartment when I'm not there.
they have a key, I imagine, to the apartment.
Yeah, they're not breaking into my apartment.
So yeah, you guys are at Cora's apartment. You want to sell Seer on the second bedroom?
I mean, I probably will still show it to him.
Did you
even though I
just
know
do
he's
a
gonna,
sexy salmon wiggle?
Even though I know he doesn't care, I'll show him to the second room. Like, no, really, look, it's perfect. We could put a perch over there.
Okay. So while that's happening, smash cut back to the cabaret. You've already talked to the bartender. You get your way up there. They know you.
Yeah.
You're Seshmir. Morton comes up. He's like, Seshmir, I hope somebody's not trying to kill you.
Guess what? Somebody's trying to kill me.
God, Jesus, why? And he like gestures you back to his office. He's like, okay.
Why don't you ever visit under normal times?
Yeah, like, you're gonna, like, he puts like 2 glasses down on his desk and like fills them up with like some kind of brown liquor. And he's like, you're gonna need to stop, like, just stop trying to get yourself killed. Like,
Okay, we both know that it's
'Cause I like
never, ever going to happen.
I know, but it would make my, listen, I can't drink this much and also have an ulcer. I just can't do it. Like, so what's going on? Spill.
So
You only come here when you want stuff, so.
Well,
I mean, listen, I'm not offended by everyone only comes in here when they want something. It's fine.
It's cabaret.
Yeah, it's what I do.
all right. So yeah, we'll work on that. Maybe no. Okay, lie's been said. Let's move on. So there's this guy who's trying to kill us. He's kind of important. He's got a creepy little henchman who has come and given us a very direct and widespread threat. And I'm not sure who this guy. I know who the boss is. I'm not sure who the hoodlum is.
Okay.
Describe him, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, before you do that, before you try to give me some information that I may not be able to act upon, you know things aren't free.
Right.
Well, it's not free. I gave you a solid last time.
Yeah. What's this gonna cost me?
Your
You know
immortal
what?
soul.
Like, you're a good guy.
Yeah.
I like you, Orin. Or not Orin. Seshmir. I like you, Seshmir. I like you too, Orin. Says Morton.
Just into the air. You know.
I didn't know
Orin.
Like into the
Orin.
air.
Oh, Orin, I've never met.
Suddenly very fond of.
Like, so, what I need from you is a favor. And you can, like, I can go ahead. I'm going to just take it on faith that you complete said favor, because you're a good guy and I trust you. I also know where you live. So, there's this bar. And there's this really handsome Goliath that, no, it's...
Done.
Yeah,
Yes.
go on.
Big, tall, and blue.
Yeah. It's like, there's a guy who hired a contract but did not pay it out once it was completed. He's trying to get a freebie on me. If you could, killing him doesn't do me any good. I can definitely kill him. Killing him's not the hard part. Like,
And you know me, I'm not going to kill anyone for you. But I'll
well, no,
tell you.
listen, I got guys who will kill people for me. That ain't an issue I got. What I would like for him to do is pay me.
Okay.
I don't want him dead. He's pretty decent. Like, well, he's not really a decent guy. He's a piece of shit, really. But
Collections I can do.
yeah, people need to know to pay up. Like, you know, so
Sure.
so he'll give you like the information on this guy.
We've
We'll
come
act
full
on this
circle,
at some
guys.
point.
Yep.
It's like, okay. So, and if you could get that done like in the next week or so, that'd be great.
Sure.
Okay. So who's trying to kill you?
Don't know his name. Well, okay, we'll come back to the big boss.
Okay.
The actual one who's come and made the physical threat against me and everyone I've ever met is kind of elvish-looking dude. White suit, green tie, white trilby, no taste in clothing whatsoever. Kind of curly hair sticking out from under the hat.
Black dagger comes out of his wrist.
Yeah, black stone daggers come out of his palm.
And he turns pale white, like
Like white.
yeah, like white.
Which is funny, I'm a dark elf.
Yeah. And he's like, well, you gotta go. You gotta get out of town. Cause you either gotta get out of town or you gotta make peace with what it. Like, did he just show up and say, I'm gonna kill you? And then
No.
leave?
Pretty much.
No, he showed up, said I had to do this thing that he wanted, or he was going to kill me, and he was going to kill all of the people who were there with me, and he was going to kill everyone I ever met, my good buddy.
I guess that.
You fuckers.
You're welcome. Thanks for the heads up.
So Morton's like, listen, I don't. They're gonna kill you. Like there's no stopping them. Like they are patient, and they are meticulous, and you're like, I would suggest getting the hell away. Run for as long as you can, as fast as you can, and maybe it'll take them a few years to catch up to you. But did you tell Morton that like there was like a deal on the table? No. Like,
Well, I said that he'll do the thing that he asked me to do, or
I would suggest doing whatever they asked you to do.
I'm not sure that's an option. Body count may be higher that way.
Listen, I'm not. They don't make idle threats. I don't work with them, to be perfectly honest. But I know who you're talking to. Like I have seen them kill an entire neighborhood. It's like methodically going from house to house like it was an exterminator. Like
Yeah, a couple of fireballs to do that thing.
Okay, so who are we talking about here? Because you're going to have to impress me.
they're
Because the other option on the table is beyond unthinkable.
yeah. Their name is My Forehead No Longer Squeaks with Holy Kisses Worthy of Your Fiery Lips.
That is the most fucked up elf name.
Also, squeaks.
Squeakers.
Yeah.
So
Squeak.
squeaker.
My forehead squeaks
Yeah,
with
my
this.
forehead.
Squeakers.
Squeaks with holiness. Yeah.
Oh no.
They are.
Those aren't
I
very
don't
good
know.
names.
I don't know who. Like they're the most. I stopped working with them because they're disturbing. I've never seen them lose a target. I've never seen them not complete a contract. I've never not seen them break a sweat while doing it. Like people who don't give them like they're not dramatic. They just are like they're not telling you to. They're not trying to scare you at all because they're gonna follow through on their threat. Like I said, they killed a whole neighborhood once.
Mhm.
Like this isn't hearsay or rumor that I heard once. Like they carted off bodies. They didn't do it in one night, but they like just to prove the point to the person they were trying to get to. Like they aren't a hitman. They're a goddamn like their goddamn bomb waiting to go off.
Well, poop. Oh dear. You okay over there?
Thinking, running that through. So I know now you're not gonna want to hear this,
Mm-hmm.
but say I can't possibly. It's like physically impossible for me to actually satisfy this guy's conditions. What are my options?
Well, I did already mention run forever,
Uh-huh.
so that's a thing you can do.
Is there any way to turn the tables on this guy?
I don't know what you mean. Like I would suggest not fighting them because you're gonna you can just die tired, I guess. Like
Wow.
Nobody's untouchable. We both know that. What would it take to touch this guy?
I don't know. Every time I've ever seen for the couple of contracts that I worked with them, they promptly told the people to just show up for their own deaths. Like they're like, hey, come here. I don't want to bother chasing you down because I'll find you. Like just show up here and I'll kill you and it'll all be good.
Kinda
Like,
lazy.
like they're huh?
Lazy.
Like, so I can give you their address. I don't know. I would.
That would be helpful.
Actually, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I'll take it.
Yeah. He like goes to a filing cabinet and pulls it out and he hands you a card. And it's that same address that you already have.
Okay.
The car is actually like
Like,
smoking
but don't
and on
go
fire.
there. I would suggest just go. Like, I don't think you got any family left in town. Like, go. Just go.
Well, the same applies to you.
Listen, I'm pretty
If
sure
what you're
The
saying
guy did
is
say
true,
everyone you've ever known.
Yeah.
I may be able to talk about. I can probably pay my way out of the situation. If somebody's hired him, so I can probably get myself off the list.
Oh, so we can get ourselves off the list.
You're not there.
I know. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, the person who hired them that he would be paying to get himself off the list is the guy who definitely wants you dead.
Yeah.
Probably especially you, Oren,
Mhm.
Yeah.
since you're the
A
one
little
who broke
bit,
his
yeah,
leg.
especially you.
I may have made him a little angry.
It was, listen, the person the elf was going to appear behind was either Seer or you, depending
Yeah.
on what the situation is. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. Like, I'll,
It's been nice knowing
yeah, I'll make sure you get buried real good. Like,
Lots of dirt on top of you.
Well, in the world of health, this was astoundingly unhelpful.
Yep.
But don't worry, if we live past 24 hours, we'll definitely turn in that favor for you.
that-
Right? Yeah, I'm gonna go with favor not needed here.
you still agreed to it.
What?
You still agreed to it.
Hell no. If he told me this is what happened, like if he came back and told me this would happen, like we're not doing that. Fuck that. That gave us no help.
Listen, if Seshmir lives, he still needs to have contacts.
Yep.
Well, sure.
If I live.
Mhm.
Which you're saying I'm not, so.
So.
All right. Well, if I live to see tomorrow, I'll work on that job for you.
Okay.
Maybe we'll get a drink sometime.
He just doesn't really say anything. He just takes a drink. Like, fuck.
I shoot back the drink and walk out.
Okay. They're not there yet.
Yeah.
Cora's still trying to sell Seer on an apartment.
I mean, at least we have a name
It's
for the elf guy now.
it's cold and snowing, and there's a lot of people like rushing past you.
I feel
just,
like you have a
kinda
phone you could call us on, or
seedy
as
garbage
familiar
downtown.
you could
Busy
send.
sidewalks.
Yeah, as you contemplate your own
Something
mortality.
sidewalks.
Yeah.
Dressed in
I feel like you have
candlelight
multiple ways to get in
style.
contact with us.
We should go to the carnival, guys. Last day alive.
And the campaign ends by Brian killing us all because we just went to the
On
carnival.
a Ferris wheel. The elf just sabotages the Ferris wheel, kills you and everybody on the Ferris wheel.
We
Just
haven't
have
even
this
met
vision of a
them.
Ferris wheel rolling down the street.
You can go talk to River. Maybe he owes us something. They owe us something. I mean, we
We
sort
have
of
a
saved
name
their life.
now, which-
Super.
Helps.
Mm-hmm.
Squeaky.
It's an elf name.
I mean, having a name of an assassin doesn't necessarily.
I can learn anything about anyone who's ever been
That's-
in a
that is
bureaucracy.
That
We
is true.
also have an address.
Which is the same address they told us to go to.
Yeah.
You actually already have an address.
Yeah. That's nothing.
We learned nothing from this other than a name. I can.
Also, he brings all of his hits to the same place. Like
He's
that's
so lazy.
tacky.
Yeah, that is.
I can.
Maybe we
try
can just
and
convince him
find
not to be an
out.
assassin because he's very bored with it.
I can go into work tomorrow to make up for the
It
hours I
probably
missed
pays very
today
well.
and try to find out more about this guy.
Okay.
I mean, we're gonna die tomorrow, anyways, right? At least he'll kill me at my job. Yay! I'm gonna die.
Tomorrow is Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't
Everyone knows
work
assassins
today.
don't work on Saturday.
No, she doesn't go into work on
Right.
Saturday.
I mean, all I've got
You
is
have
that
a
if
key
he's
to
ever
the
been a
van.
part of a bureaucracy before, I can find out more about him. I
Okay.
don't
Yeah.
think that'll be useful. I don't think it'll tell us how to stop him, but I can find out more.
Yeah. I mean, it's something.
We've got until what, dinner on Saturday before
Yeah.
we all
Yeah.
die?
Yeah.
I'll just go into work right
Okay.
now. You guys just want to drop me off at the office? I'll just go into work right now.
Okay.
You have a key to the office, so.
Where is this address that he's trying to
Do we
get us to go
recognize the
to?
address? It's the cat.
I don't know how it works.
You don't
finding out
recognize
information
the
about
address,
people.
but if you guys wanted to go maybe covertly drive by their house or whatever,
Yeah.
you would see that it's in like a small little neighborhood, kind of like a middle class neighborhood. It's a little brownstone, 2 stories, houses on either side. There's
Very Dexter.
curtains in the windows out front. Lights are on inside of it right now, so in the bottom level, top level's off.
Are the windows open or anything?
They're not open. Yeah, it's cold.
I mean, like the blinds.
Oh no, they're pulled shut.
Okay.
Well, so before I break off from the group and go not use a computer to research people, how would my thing come into play here? How would I find out more information without access to an internet?
We could definitely find I've got it sort of sussed out. You
Okay.
can find some information.
Micro.
So it wouldn't be a waste of my time.
We could
Yeah.
also check with
Okay.
our theologian friends and see if they've come up with anything.
So
I'm
do you
sure
guys
they
wanna
went. I'm
split
sure they
the
didn't just go
party?
home and forget all about this giant.
Right.
I'm sure they went and researched stuff.
So do you guys want to split the party?
I mean, probably not. But I'm just saying that might
You
be
guys
a
hanging out from this person's house while you're doing
No,
this?
we
No,
drove
we're driving.
Okay, sweet.
The streets don't close. We can just keep driving.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. I was just confused.
All right.
I feel weird that we haven't should Seer go back and fly by the storage unit or
No.
Nope.
No, none of us need to go there.
I mean, just pretend like you're flying and clearing your mind. You're flying all over the city. One of the places you happen to fly by is a storage unit. Not stopping, but looking as you fly
I
by.
feel like we would be better off sending somebody who's familiar to do that.
Yeah. that'd
Now
be
the imp
easier.
can be invisible.
Yeah.
Um. Okay. So what's the plan?
I'm going to the office.
Yeah, we're gonna drop Cora off at the office.
Okay.
We'll go by like either Broderick or whatever. I can't
Probably
remember.
Broderick because isn't what's his face on the Keeper's campus?
Yeah.
No,
Broderick
he's
is.
not.
Oh, okay.
Broderick's not on the Keeper's campus.
He's a professor.
Kravitz.
No, Kravitz is the professor. Broderick is
No,
the...
Kravitz
Kravitz
is
is just
not.
a priest.
He is the high.
Oh wait, Broderick used to be a professor.
Yeah, you have him backwards.
Okay, never mind. Neither one of them do.
Kravitz is the high priest of the Raven Queen.
Okay.
In the city.
Okay.
He has a church.
Yeah. So then, do we want to leave someone with Cora?
Yeah, if someone wants to come with me,
I'll go with Cora.
Okay.
okay.
And then y'all can go visit the priests.
We'll go visit the priests.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's knock out the priest visits.
Okay.
You go to the church, and Broderick's not there.
Okay. Off to other place.
Wait, wouldn't Kravitz be at the church?
They both
No.
have churches.
Oh.
Different
Different churches.
Oh.
All right, Broderick.
Lots of religions.
Broderick's
Broderick's not there like he hasn't been there all
Well,
day, or
look-
Broderick's not there like he just happens to not be there. at the
Broderick
time.
hasn't been in all day.
We can't just traipse
He's
in
already
through the
started
front
killing
door here,
people.
Oren.
Huh? I mean, it's a church. I mean, you can
Yeah,
go. We
they
can go
let you
in.
in, but they're like, hey, yeah, no, he's not here. He's not been here
No,
today.
listen.
Mm.
Listen to what I'm saying. We can't just traipse in through the front door here because this is one of the first places that somebody who knew me would think that I would go.
Oh, you're
Oh, you're
talking.
talking about your church.
Yes.
Oh, I thought.
No.
Didn't you go to Broad?
Oh, wait a minute.
We went to
You went to
Broderick's
You
place
said
first.
Broderick's was, but he wasn't there.
No,
so
he's not
next-
been in all day.
So,
So
next,
you can't go to Kravitz.
Well, we can.
but
We
you have
just
to
got to be
stealthy.
careful. Jinx. As the DM finishes chewing his cake.
Oh, I guess you're going to like are we gonna deal with the Broderick situation?
Okay.
What's the
well,
situation? He's not there.
You're not.
You're
there.
not going to ask any other questions.
We asked. I mean, we asked. I assume we ask
When
around,
was
and they
the
all
last
say he's
time
not
he was
there.
seen?
He was in
It's,
yesterday.
you know-
He's not been in today. Like he called
Like
in.
it all?
Like
I mean, he does
called in.
things.
Well,
So maybe
it was
he's
a late night. He
researching.
could just be tired.
I mean, I
We can
don't-
go check on his place of,
Where does he live?
I'll
I
give
don't
you his
know.
address if you want.
Sure.
Okay, we can go check out.
Churches, like, they have to keep all that information on file. You can find it through a search anyway, so.
Mhm.
I mean, we can go to where. he
Well, they
lives,
know
yeah.
they know Warren too. Like,
Let's go check on his house.
Yeah.
Let's go find
you
his
roll up
body.
to his house. The lights are off out front.
Okay.
Like the lights are off at his house.
Go up and knock on the door.
Knock on the door, and there's no answer.
Okay. Does he have a car or something? Like, is there any evidence at all that he might be home?
Would he have a car?
If he has a house, he probably has a car.
Yeah, but he lives in a city.
Is there a back door?
There's a back door. If you wanted to go around back,
I mean, do
Go
we?
around back. Does it look like there's any forced entry or anything like that?
locks like doesn't look like the door's been kicked in or nothing. But he's definitely nobody's home.
I mean, I don't want to just like break into this guy's house.
Definitely nobody's answering.
Yeah.
And we have
The
no,
dead
we have
body
ab-
upstairs can't
we have
answer
abs-
the
We have
door.
absolutely no evidence of
Yeah.
Is there
break
an
in.
open window or a loose window or?
I mean, not really. Like you're gonna have to like at some point somebody's gonna call the cops on you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Okay.
like,
We'll check back.
we'll have to try this avenue some other time.
Sorry, you're dead, Broderick. Bye.
I mean, he might not be dead. Maybe he's out getting groceries. I don't know.
Yeah.
The guy's
All day
alive.
long.
At 11 at night.
Just because we're paranoid
Wait,
doesn't
we
mean
picked
things are
you up at
necessarily
11.
happening.
What time even
That
is
we
it
have no
now?
we have no evidence to
Probably
act
midnight.
on
Yeah, it's very
breaking into his house and
Yeah.
assuming he's dead. So we just go to another avenue, which is
Yeah.
Okay.
It is fairly late now, so.
So he
But
wouldn't
yeah.
be getting groceries at midnight.
Okay.
he could be out of the house for any number of
Is
reasons.
there, as we approach
Mhm.
the Temple of the Raven Queen,
Mhm.
is there any, like, anybody who looks a whole lot like a keeper just hanging out front? they're
Not
they're not
really,
holding they're
no.
not holding signs. Keepers here.
Yeah.
Tessa, welcome.
Not that you notice. There's not really anyone out on the street, really. It's the middle of the night and it's shitty outside.
Okay. Well, we'll go in, I
They're
guess.
probably still scrambling because at this point you've only been gone for an hour.
So you've not been gone for very long. So yeah, you go in. Everything's sort of off. They don't really lock the church, really. but you would know that like Kravitz wouldn't be in his office at midnight. He's probably like asleep in his quarters, which are attached to this particular church.
Mm-hmm.
So Broderick had his own house before he even became a preacher, so he just continued to live in that house.
Yeah.
So
Okay, well, we'll go knock, I guess.
Kravitz like very sleepily comes to the door and is like, oh God, what's happened now?
Well, I quit, and we're gonna be assassinated.
That escalated quickly.
They're not related.
Whoa,
The two things aren't related.
What part of we
related.
had a massive showdown with the head of the Kieran Collective made you think that this was not already escalated?
We're not here.
Okay, do you guys need to get out? Do you need to get out of
have you-
town? What do you need? Shelter? Like,
Have you come up with anything? Have you done any research?
I mean, I have been researching the heart.
So here's the thing. We have been given an ultimatum to turn this heart in, or die.
And everyone we've ever met.
Yeah. So, but it seems like a bad idea to
I
just
like how you
turn.
guys are low key threatening everyone you meet today.
I mean,
I
I
didn't
didn't say
threaten
it, but
anybody.
the deal is that we either turn this in, and that's how we give what could be a very bad person the heart of a goddess, I guess, or we don't turn it in and die. So we're trying to figure out is there something we can do with this? I want more. I'd like to see if we can find any more information on this, heart, because maybe there's something we can do to find a third path here.
Well, okay, from everything I've discovered, or everything I've been reading, this thing doesn't pop up in history often. I don't know how long it's been under lock and key, to be perfectly honest. Because they don't have anything in the Keeper archives that I have access to. But everything I can talk about is it seems to control. It seems to have some sort of connection. I know it sounds obvious, but it has some sort of connection to life and death. And I'm not 100% sure what. I mean, I haven't been on this case for too long.
Right.
But it seems to have some sort of connection to the flow between life and death, that cycle. It seems to interact with that in some way.
Okay.
I'm not 100% yet. I mean, frankly, what we really need to do is do a lot of weird experiments with it, but I'm hesitant to do that for multiple reasons. Just so many reasons.
So many reasons. Lots of reasons.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell him what the Father Commander said about the temple, that the warehouse was really a temple and it was underground, and he didn't mention who to, and that we really shouldn't have been able to get into it. But
I mean, I have no idea what that place you guys went to was. I got nothing on that. Do you say what to temple to who?
no. Maybe I should have.
What was
asked
the
him.
iconography inside of it?
Do we remember?
Dissipator.
What? There was. I mean,
No, that was the basement. We didn't see any dissipator in the.
No, but I thought the stuff
The
on the
door.
outside of the temple
Yeah.
was very recalled back to
The
the
door
weird
was
tentacle
the door was
things,
carved in a way where it's like a snake's nest or like a writhing mass sort of
which
thing.
was the same thing we saw kind of at the
Yeah,
altar.
no, that was
Okay.
definitely.
Wait.
Sorry,
It's
I'm not there.
You have that thing? You have the
sigil.
that you
Yeah, I pull out my book and show him.
So he takes the sigil, and he sits down with a bunch of books. He's like, "Here's the issue. I don't know. I wouldn't call this a symbol for despair. Because he opens up this big tome on
Oh, yeah.
demonography or on the Devil Lords, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit less, a little bit more low key than that. So he opens up and he holds up a book, and it's he holds up a thing. It's this is generally accepted as the symbol of despair. Now, obviously, there's different variations on it depending on who's making it and everything. And he holds up the symbol, and you can see there's echoing things there, but there are clearly, like, the mask has features in the dissipator one, and all of the things are, like, there's snakes in it, like, clearly snakes. In this thing, there aren't, like, it's just a writhing mass of something, but not necessarily snakes.
Okay.
Like, there's no heads on anything.
Right.
And
might
the
be-
mask is completely featureless.
Okay.
Huh, featureless mask.
Don't know anything about that.
So I don't.
Never seen such
That's
a thing.
like I would. I'm not just completely discounting some sort of devil because it sounds pretty devilly. But it ain't. I wouldn't put my money on Dissipator.
Huh. Maybe we've been barking up the wrong tree
I'm sure
this
we
whole
have.
time. Oh boy. Okay. So hey, I'm a wanted fugitive.
Wait, what?
You gotta work on like transitions between your statements.
You may or may not want to, kind of forget that I was here.
Well, what?
I quit the
Right.
keepers.
Okay.
She told the whole story.
Wait, what?
I did
She did. She
Why,
told.
why did you do that?
because it was the right thing to do. Either
He has met a number of paladins at this point. He knows this is how paladins think.
either they were completely evil, or they were negligent.
Right, but in the off chance that they're completely evil, which I'm not saying that they are. I don't necessarily agree with that line of thinking. But why would you tell them that you have the information that they are completely evil so they could act on it?
I mean, what have they actually done? They locked me in my room for a little bit, and I got out with some bed sheets and a tree.
Sure. Sound logic, I guess. Yeah, you weren't here. Actually, go. You know you need to not be here at all. Like,
Before they nuke this.
well,
church
they know
from
that we
orbit.
have a connection to each other. Like, so I mean, I'm not. Listen, I'm not gonna tell them that you were here.
Thank you.
But also, like, you gotta make this easy on me.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so I guess we head out.
All right. Well, what else we got tonight?
That's the end of my ideas.
We're
information gathering.
Oh
at
yeah,
Thor's
information
office.
gathering. Okay. So it doesn't mention anything about any kind of roles or anything like that, right?
Yeah, it doesn't. It
Okay, cool.
just says that my knowledge of how bureaucracies function lets me gain access to the records and inner workings of any noble court or government I encounter. So I can find out who the movers and shakers are, whom to go for the favors I seek, and what the current intrigues of interest in the group are.
She can act as an insider.
Okay.
So if this person has ever been a part of any organization, which they're working with Wyatt, so I assume maybe they might have been.
Okay.
I don't know.
The information that you uncover on them is
They're probably
property.
wanted.
Huh?
They're probably wanted. That might.
They don't seem to have any. There don't seem to be any warrants out for their arrest. Like you do find property deeds for them for their particular building that they live in. At some point, they also used to own another building. It looked like it was more of some sort of industrial building. Curiously, also near the site where the college was going to be, but not like it's in the same general area as the college. And they also used to be like it seems also they bought that original like their so it looks like they bought the property near the college before they bought their house, and because the deed on the piece of property for their that they previously owned, you actually only find a sales deed to it. You don't have the actual purchasing deed, but like it has the original purchasing date on the sales deed, and it looks like they had been there for 50 to 60 years before they sold it, and they sold it 40 years ago. And they've been living in the house that they currently live in for about 57 years. Otherwise, they don't seem to have any other connections to any larger organizations. That you can tell they were never like part of the government or part of they were never a card-carrying member of the guild. You want to look up anybody else?
Are you implying that there are people I should look up?
No, I'm just.
I guess I could.
Yeah, no, we now know that you can just get information on people who are tied to larger organizations.
I mean, I could look up Wyatt, but I feel like we know about Wyatt already. Would it be worth my time?
Look up Wyatt. There may be some surprises.
Okay, I'll look up Wyatt.
All right. So Wyatt's last name is Bancroft.
Have you just been wanting to tell us that?
Well, no, you probably just knew Wyatt's last name because Seer would know Wyatt's last name. And Seer's with you. So you look up Wyatt. Wyatt went to a wizard's college that was initially sponsored. Is owned and sponsored by Elder Tower. And was an employee of Elder Tower for probably about 10 years before they and a group and some other folks started the Keyring Collective. Wyatt is like 35 years old.
Oh, are half elves the same as humans in age?
Yeah.
Okay.
They age the same way. They just age better. Yeah.
Like Aragorn.
Yeah. So, Wyatt, let's see. Wyatt also owns like a number of pieces of property throughout the city. It's easy to pull the deeds on them. And like, it seems to be one of the, like, there's only 2 names on the deed for the actual Keyring Collective. On the actual Keyring Collective property, like their main office building, or what would have eventually become their main office building. So it's Wyatt, and then another person named Stanton Slayton.
Okay.
Danielle, are you writing this down or?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't also need to write this down.
I need to interject.
Mhm.
I actually do. It's not. It's
Oh yeah, I was wrapping up.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, and other than like being able to pull like property deeds for Wyatt, they've never been part of like the government, and they were never a keeper or anything like that.
Is anyone going to get mad if I also ask to look up like
Yeah,
the
who's-
internet rabbit hole, go into Stanton Slayton?
Stanton Slayton is a board member for the Keyring Collective, because they're not all named Malik. And
None are now. We killed them.
yeah, it's true actually. But Stanton Slayton, from what you can tell, is probably seems to be an older gentleman. He's in his 60s. You don't know what race he is because they don't have that information. It's like listed in some property files. But seems to be the eldest member of the Keyring Collective, like the board of trustees there. They also they went to a wizarding college, also sponsored by Elder Tower, were an employee of Elder Tower. Though they quit long before Wyatt ever did. And they seem to have they also seem to own a construction company in addition to like being on the board of directors for the Keyring Collective.
Like the construction company that was in charge of the construction site we just went to, or?
No, actually, not. Just a different construction site. And it looks like recently they've built he also recently got permitted for like a new building probably about a year and a half ago.
I guess I'll take any information on where that new building will be in case we're that ever.
Yeah, you can get that address. It's in there.
Okay. Well, I guess communicate back to the group that we can meet back up. All we've got is a prior address and more information about who owns the Keyring property.
So, okay.
But we have a prior address that wasn't a house; it was a warehouse.
No, he's not got a. Wait, well, the assassin person.
He
seems
owned a
to-
warehouse property, or they owned a warehouse property, but don't currently own that. They sold it 40 years ago.
Yeah. It's in the same general vicinity as the.
So pretty much,
site.
I can communicate that to them. Like, all I got is a prior property ownership and more information on the key run.
Okay.
All right. And we can all meet back up now somewhere. Just swing the van by. We'll jump in.
Are you guys going to settle anywhere? Like, are you guys going back to the bar? Are you going back to the storage unit? Going back to Seshmir's office?
It's still that same night that we got threatened, right?
Yeah.
I mean, dawn is probably coming soon. It's yet another very late night.
I'm going to ask them to drop me off a couple of blocks from my new rented room, and I'm gonna go there.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to Odo's
Nobody
place.
needs to know where it is.
Okay.
Cause yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna go watch the bar.
I feel
Alright.
weird that I haven't seen them all day.
Where are you going?
She's going to the bar. Or he's going to the bar.
You can't go back to the storage unit.
Yeah.
He's with
Odo's at their house. There's children. They're asleep. They're children.
I mean, I'm gonna wake them up and fill them in.
Okay. Cool.
It's like, hey, in case you don't want to leave me enough, here's more things that happened today.